permission to do by default anymore, which is weird. But Zoom is Zoom. So
Okay, can you guys hear me in the room?
We hear you.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Um, Today is September 13th, 2025. We are going to get started with the Columbus, Ohio chapter of the American Council of the Blind meeting today. My name is Janae Miller. I am the president currently for the Columbus, Ohio chapter. I am running the meeting from home because I don't know if everybody's heard. I had surgery last week on my sinuses. I sound better than I feel. Um, I was explaining to different people. I had a deviated septum corrected. I had bilateral sinus surgery. I had what they call a turbinate reduction, and I had my adenoids taken out. So I'm staying home as an abundance of caution per my doctor's notes to be very gentle with myself. Um, so I want to welcome everybody to the meeting. First, I want to say that this meeting is being recorded. So anything that you say will be put into the public domain because we do have a YouTube channel. So please be mindful and professional with your comments. I'm going to let Sean talk about our etiquette here for Zoom. So Sean, you want to explain the Zoom etiquette, please?
yes, and we have a fairly large group in Zoom today, so I thought that was pretty appropriate. Um, First thing is, if you are not speaking, we really need you to have your phone and or microphone muted. Sometimes there's background sound that we have to chase down. If you are muted, please do not automatically unmute. It's not that we don't like you, but we really do need to keep the background to a minimum. So, um, *6 on your landline. Yep, that's the kind of background sound we're talking about. *6 on your landline telephone. The Alt A on the PC, Command Shift A on a Mac, and I believe on the phone it's in the middle of the bottom of the screen. If you're on an iPhone or an Android or a smartphone, I believe that's where they've moved it to this week. If you would like to raise your hand, and we will, if you raise your hand, I will let Janae know that someone wants to speak when there is an appropriate pause to do so. So just because you've raised your hand doesn't mean necessarily that I haven't noticed it, but we are waiting for a lull in which to point that out. So you can raise your hand at any time with Alt Y on the PC, Option Y on the Mac, *9 on a landline phone, which 9 is also the letter Y. So that's one way you might be able to remember. And on the iPhone, it is under interactions or reactions. I always do that. It's under the reactions button. Then you'll find raise hand on that portion of the screen. And I believe that is everything. And so with that, if you like, I can go through the attendance on Zoom if you would like to just segue into that.
That would be just fine. Thank you, Sean.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. In no particular order, I am here. The room is here. Janae is here. Shirley Inland Roberts, Kathy Withman, Brant Adams, Caleb McKenzie, Chuck Adkins, Claire Saunders, Denise Bauman, Kolby Garrison, who will be our speaker later on. And that is Kolby. And then I cannot get it to spell your last name. So, Colby, if you wouldn't mind spelling your last name, please. Michelle Spillane is here. Monica Williard, Patrick Simmons, Mark Brodigham, and that concludes the list in Zoom. So,
Sean, do you want me to spell my last name really quick?
yes, please.
Sure. It's Garrriii. S as in Sierra, O, N as in Nancy.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Tucker, can we go through the attendance in the room, please?
Yes, Lee Tucker is here.
Edward Snively. Dave Brennan.
Bob Boskin.
Mary Carabinus. Oh,
Gail Baldwin.
whoa.
Melody Holloway.
That was Melody Holloway.
Angela Brown. Marilyn Pifo. Dana Sims.
Julie Russell.
Mike Russell. Juanita Meyer.
James Abernathy.
Harry Ling. That's it.
That's everybody. Okay, somebody said their name a little bit ago, and was it a Todd? It sounded very faint.
That's Scott. Sorry,
Oh.
Bob.
Yeah, we have a guest named Bob Boskins.
Okay, got you. I just wanted to make sure because it sounded very faint. Okay,
How do you spell
thank
name, sir?
Ken. Bosken.
And your first name was Rob, is that correct?
Bob.
Oh, Bob. Okay.
Bob or Rob. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you everyone for the attendance roll call. Next on our agenda is did everyone have a chance to look at the meeting minutes from our last meeting? And are there any edits or corrections to the meeting minutes from our last meeting?
No hands in the room.
No hands in the room, and anybody on Zoom have had a chance to look at the meeting minutes and have any corrections or concerns regarding the meeting minutes from last month's meeting?
I see no raised hands.
No raised hands. Okay. Seeing that there's no response, I would like someone to please make a motion that we accept the meeting minutes as they have been recorded from last month's meeting.
Gail Baldwin moves.
Gail Baldwin has made the motion. Is there a second?
James Abernathy second.
James Abernathy has seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Are there ayes in the room, Lee?
Oh, yes.
All righty. So we have approved the meeting minutes from last month's meeting. Thank you so much.
A point of order.
A point of order? Yes, sir.
The June meeting minutes were not approved yet.
Oh, they were not? Okay. Did everyone get a chance to look? Were they sent out? Yeah, they were sent out. They were sent out. Did people get a chance to look at the June meeting minutes? And are there any, number one, did people they were sent out. Did people get a chance to see the June meeting minutes? Are there any questions or concerns or corrections regarding the June meeting minutes?
Seeing no hands in the room, in the physical room.
The physical room, Sean, any hands in Zoom regarding the June meeting minutes?
I do not. Let's give people just a moment, though.
Okay.
In the meantime, we have a person just joined us.
This is Rachel Fetzko. Sorry, I'm late.
Hello, Rachel. No response regarding any corrections or edits to the June meeting minutes?
No hands raised.
Okay.
Here.
Okay. Would someone please make a motion that we accept the June meeting minutes as they were sent out via email?
This is Dave. I motion we accept the June minutes.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Dave has made a motion. Is there a second?
This is Chuck. I second it.
Chuck Atkins has seconded the June meeting minutes that they be accepted as they were sent out via email. All in favor, please say aye.
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 I'm sure we have ayes in the room, correct?
Yes.
All right. Anyone opposed? No opposition?
Nope.
All right. That has been passed and moved. Thank you all so much. Now, on the agenda next is the treasurer's report from Mr. Lee Tucker.
And this is the report as of September 12th for the period August 9th through September 12th, 2025. Checking account ending balance is $13,030.79, a decrease of $196.17. We actually collected one more set of dues for 2024. That's $15, and received a $10 donation relative to the picnic in cash, and also another donation was received by check to support the summer picnic of $174.46. So the summer picnic was entirely paid for by volunteers. Yay. Expenses, we had an engagement benefit of $160. AT&T, the phone bill we always pay is $16.11. And we paid a dues to ACB Ohio of $10. Outstanding checks were cashed in the amount of $209.52. And we still have one check remaining there uncashed for support for the 2025 National Convention, Maryland. And it's not cashed yet. So, whatever. Charge card, ending balance on the charge card is $661.50, which is composed of envelopes, and a lot of this is support for the membership drive coming up. Envelopes, $12.95, stamps, $117. Then there's Zoom, which the yearly bill for that came due, $159.90. And Kroger cards were bought for the Sunshine Committee in the amount of $300. And there was a previous balance related to the picnic of $71.65. People helping people? Not Pipple. I think it's called People. Anyway, the ending balance of that account is $219.76, an increase of $26 from the pennies. Savings account was $500.55, no change. The CD of $10,000 has matured, and it's out there with unpaid interest in $221.60. Columbus Foundation, the estimated market value as of yesterday was $95,585.64. And again, since December, $2,449.97. And this is even though we received grants from the Columbus Foundation this year of $6,388.74. To compare, last year we received grants in the amount of $6,935.40. And the payout of year-to-date to the engagement benefit has been $1,030. And that concludes the treasurer's report.
Thank you, Lee. Are there any questions for Mr. Tucker regarding his report?
I'm going to take host privilege and ask one real quick. Lee, could you read the PHP amount, people helping people amount again? I just want to make sure I heard that correctly.
Yeah, the August pennies increased by $26, and the balance was $2,019.
Okay, you said 219, and I was like, wait a minute, that's much too low, I thought. So 2019 makes more sense. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Melody has a question.
Lee, is my $50 donation that I just made allocated for the next period? I'm sorry, I'm weak. Is my $50 donation that I just made allocated for the next financial period? Did you receive it?
Yes, it'll be in the next financial period. But thank you for reminding me because I have seen it. The thing is, it went to my PayPal account, so I have to transfer it, and that will take me a while.
Any other questions for Mr. Tucker regarding his report? Any hands in Zoom?
I do not see any at this point.
We'll give it another quick minute.
Gail's made a motion that we accept the treasurer's
Wait,
report.
hold on, wait. I was waiting to see if anybody had a thing, and I hadn't asked for the motion yet. So just want to give people a chance.
Yeah,
to
we still don't. We still have no hands in Zoom.
Okay. So, Gail has jumped ahead and said she wants to make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as reported. Is there someone that would like to make a second?
This is Dave. I'll second it.
Okay, so Gail has made a motion to accept the treasurer's report as it has been reported. Dave has seconded that motion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Are there anyone who is opposed? Okay, any opposed? If no opposition, the motion has carried. Next, we will have committee reports. First, I would like to hear from the Sunshine Committee, please.
This is Kathy Withman.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you hear
Go
me?
ahead. Yes, ma'am.
We can.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Janae has already given her report of her 4 surgeries in one day. And we hope, Janae, that you'll be feeling better soon. And my first report is on Mary Highland. And she is doing better. She and her dog, Ruby, have been walking around the block. And but she's still experiencing pretty significant pain in her femur, which was broken a couple of months ago. My second report is on Kathy Withman, myself, who has joined the knee replacement club. And I had a surgery on August 19th. I spent some time in the hospital in a rehab place, and now I'm back home and I'm doing okay. So that's my second report. My third report is on Larry and Nikki Hanscom, and I actually was able to talk to Nikki this time. And August 13th, she had the procedure that widened her esophagus so she could swallow better, and that worked out pretty well. And also, Nikki has been moving around better, and that's a good thing. Also, she had some good news. Her grandson scored a touchdown in his first high school game of the year. And then Larry, he is going to have his 9th infusion therapy, and hopefully that will be the end of his tumor. He has also experienced some pain in his heel, and he has gotten a cortisone shot, and he was wearing a brace inside his shoe to help with his foot. And good news for Larry, he's going to have his 80th birthday in November, and their daughter is coming down to give them a birthday surprise treat. So all in all, I had a very nice conversation with the Hanscoms, and they seem to be doing pretty well. And Nikki said hi to everybody, and she says they're trying to do the best they can. So that's my report.
Thank you, Kathy, for that wonderful report. It's good when we have good sunshiny reports from the Sunshine Committee. It's a good thing.
Right.
So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Next, I would like to hear from the People Helping People Committee.
Just real quick, I know that there are other people from the Sunshine Committee. Do they need to add anything?
Well, Mary Highland is one of the people.
Okay, I know Shirley's here too, so I just want to make
Shirley,
sure.
Shirley, do you want to add anything to the Sunshine Committee report?
Yeah, I don't think I'm really considered on the committee at this
Oh, okay. I
point.
couldn't
Gail.
remember.
It's Gail.
Oh, it's Gail. Okay. Okay.
Although if I can make a quick comment, I would like to do so.
Hold your comment 1 second. Gail Baldwin, do you have anything to add to the Sunshine Committee report? Did you on the committee as well?
Microphone is moving.
Okay, hold on.
I have given a report on Barbara Corner previously, and I tried to contact her, and she's not home, and she hasn't called. So I guess next month I might know something.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, now Shirley, you had a quick comment.
Yeah, I just wanted to update. I know some of you know that the reason we haven't been to a lot of things in person, or at least part of it, is that Lynn has been having some problems. He had a couple of falls right after the convention, and we found out that he has pretty bad arthritis in one of his knees, and he's been walking around using a walker, and he has had some therapy and also had an injection done in his knee, and he is doing somewhat better. He's starting to use a support cane part of the time around the apartment instead of the walker. So we're hoping that things are going to improve. The doctor had said at some point he might have to have knee replacement also, but we're hoping to avoid that. So I just thought, since my name got mentioned here, and I was pulled out of the woodwork for a second, that I would let you guys know what's happening with him. So just kind of keep him in your thoughts and prayers also, and we're hoping to avoid, like I said, anything more major at this point, but time will tell. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Shirley. Sean, I saw somebody had their hand raised. I'll allow for.
Yeah, it's Denise's hand for the PHP.
PHP. Okay.
So,
Okay. Yes. Yes, ma'am, Miss Denise.
The one item to report would be that a doctor inquire about the possibility of supporting a medical device for someone who needed it. So I returned the call, and that's where that stands. There are no applicants that I'm aware of this time.
Mr. Tucker, do you have anything to add to the PHP?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Comments
All righty. Thank you, Miss Denise and Mr. Tucker.
We have something in the room here.
Yes.
Melody.
Hello, I had tried to call Kathy the other day with a report on me, and I don't want to attract attention to this, but I had 2 seizures and an overdose compounded what's already happening to me. The idea of me is just unhealthy, unstable, manipulative, anything like this, unhinged. I'm so done with it. That trying to seek medical care and hitting every vital organ harder with the amount of advocacy and work I'm doing behind the scenes and violence played for me, I'm simply over and done with this whole idea. And I had 2 seizures in my bed alone. My cousin's a nurse, moved to Circleville, so I've got no one in this area except to whom it specifically concerns.
Melody? And so you've had 2 seizures. Is that what you're just wanting to let everybody know?
Basically, she says.
Okay. Thank you. So let's move on to the finance committee meeting. The finance committee report. I'm sorry.
There's one more comment. Mary has a comment. Is that all right?
Is it related to Sunshine? Is it related to something else?
No, it's related to Sunshine. Denise, do you have any information about Vicky, how she's doing?
Denise just left the Zoom.
Yes, Denise left the Zoom.
Anybody know about Vicky and the Sunshine Committee?
No, I
The
don't.
last I've heard, Vicky was doing well, but I need to see how she's doing. I haven't heard anything to the contrary, but
Let me.
I
Hey, I'm gonna call on and ask Michelle Spillane. Do you have anything related to Vicky, Miss Michelle Spillane?
Oh, I've talked to her a couple weeks ago. Actually saw her, and she was doing well. I was happy to see how good she was doing.
Did everybody in the room hear Michelle?
yeah, that's good.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the Finance Committee report, please.
Yes, we did have a finance committee meeting, and I had intended the meeting to talk about how we were going to expend the remaining money in our checking account, and of course, we didn't talk about that at all. Instead, we had four things come up. One which was about removing funds, as I understand it, from the Columbus Foundation and giving them up to some other organization which would manage the funds instead of the Columbus Foundation, which is how I understand the suggestion. Another one was about developing some kind of meet and greet relationship with the School for the Blind, which of course we used to have a relationship with them because we used to meet there, but we do not any longer for reasons I do not understand. There was a third question about whether there is a promotional brochure for the Columbus chapter, which and or ACB Ohio, and there is at least one. Michelle said there. What Janae, I believe, said there was a brochure.
There is a brochure for both Columbus and for ACB Ohio.
Yep.
That's what I stated in the meeting.
And then there was also some remarks about the treasurer position being collaborative, as my notes have it paraphrased, and which may be incorrect. So
yes, I think that was the suggestion.
Yeah. So that is what I know about the finance committee meeting. And the next time I will make sure that we actually talk about expending our money instead of other random topics. So
And the Finance Committee will meet again when?
it will usually be on the fourth Wednesday at 7:00. Check your calendar because that's, that day doesn't move around.
So keep in mind if you want to come and discuss how the chapter should consider spending our money or allocating our money for different things, the Finance Committee will meet the fourth Wednesday of the month around 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Tucker, for that. So now at this time, since we have elections coming up in November,
We have an entertainment committee which has a report.
Right. Well, what I'm saying, this is the time where I'm going to say, if you are interested in being a part of the the nominating committee regarding the upcoming elections for vice president, secretary, treasurer, and I believe we have 4 board positions that are open this year. If you are in the nominating committee, need to have at least 3 people. If you are interested in doing that, because this would be the time when we would establish who would be on that committee, and then you would do the work of seeking out those who would be interested in either running for the same position or someone who would be interested in running against someone that's in that current position. And then at our October meeting, we would then hear from the nominating committee regarding who the slate of candidates would be. And then once we hear that slate of candidates in October, we would then have elections in November, and our November meeting will be the first weekend in November because the ACB Ohio State Convention is the second weekend in November, which is usually when we have our chapter meeting. So I would like to find out if there's at least 3 people who are interested in being a part of the nominating committee. Now, one thing to note, if you are on the nominating committee, you cannot run for a position.
That's technically correct. They cannot nominate themselves.
Correct.
meeting. They have to have somebody from the floor do it.
Correct. So I would like to hear 3 wonderful volunteers who would like to be on the nominating committee for this year's elections.
And according to the bylaws, the majority have to be people who are not on the board.
Correct. That is correct.
Don't everybody raise their hands at once.
So do we have 3 individuals who would like to be on the nominating committee? This is a temporary committee. This is not like a long-standing, ongoing committee.
Gail Baldwin's hand is up.
So we have Gail Baldwin so far. We need at least 2 more people.
Mike Russell.
Mike Russell. So we need 1 more person for the nominating committee.
And Angela Brown. Rachel, you're not a ECLA chapter member. And Angela Brown's hand is up.
Okay, thank you. So we have Gail Baldwin, Angela Brown, and Mike Russell, who are going to serve as the nominating committee. And so again, the positions that are up for election is vice president, treasurer. What were you saying, Lee?
Trying to get somebody started clapping, so yay! Congratulations, everybody.
Okay, yay. Yes. So the just again, the positions that are up for election is vice president, treasurer, secretary, and there's 4 board positions, I believe, that are open this year.
Yeah, since I'm resigning from the board, there will be someone that will need to be appointed in my place.
Yes.
Ed has a question.
Yes, Mr. Ed.
Can I have the current secretary? I don't believe my position is up this year.
According to the bylaws,
I believe I was reelected last year.
Was that last year?
Correct.
Am I getting that confused?
Yeah.
If I'm confused, I apologize.
Right.
I apologize. So is it just vice? Let me look here. Maybe I'm mistaken. It's probably just vice president and treasurer. Yeah, that is because it's the even years. It's president and secretary. So my apologies, Ed. My apologies.
You're stuck for another year, Ed.
Okay, my apologies. So so again, let me correct myself. Is vice president, treasurer, and then 4 board positions because Sean is retiring from his position on the board.
Now that'd be Sean, Margot Muse, Nikki Henson, and Dustin Grandstaff.
Well, Dustin said I should make it 3 because Dustin said he's going to stay on for another year. He did it.
Yeah, I think we'll just have to say like that he volunteered. I mean,
he volunteered to stay on another year.
Yeah, because I think you appointed Dustin.
Yeah, I did. I appointed him when Troy resigned. I did. So, okay. All righty. Now that we had that established, if anybody has any questions, you can reach me after the meeting regarding that. Thank you, though. Thank you to those again who have volunteered to be on the nominating committee. I greatly appreciate your willingness to volunteer and serve. Okay. Next, we will have the ACB Ohio report. Michelle?
Actually, it's Brant Adams. I'm going to do Brant Adams,
Brant,
president of ACB Ohio. I'm going to do that.
You're going to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. So Brant Adams is here. He's the president of ACB Ohio. He's going to do the ACB Ohio report instead of Michelle this month. Hi, Brant. Welcome to our wonderful world.
Yeah. I'm glad to be here. I haven't been to Columbus yet. I'm trying to get to everybody, and I haven't.
Well, I'm going to be
gotten
and
to
let
everybody
you
yet,
let you
but
chat away about what's happening in ACB Ohio. Go ahead.
What's coming up is we have a convention coming up here in November. It's the 14th through the 16th. I'm the co-chair of the planning committee. You'd think I'd remember it a little better than that, but I don't. So at convention this year, we've got quite a bit of stuff. We're going to have Penny Forward do a couple workshops on finances, budgeting, that sort of thing, so we can all learn how to take care of our money, anything from just budgeting up to future planning, that sort of thing. Chris from there is also going to appear on a panel that we're going to have about, let's say you're currently living with your parents or whatever, and they're getting older and they can't they can't may not be able to take care of you anymore in the future. So kind of how to plan for that, how to start planning for that, how to figure out what you're going to do, because as my co-chair Rachel keeps saying, you do not want to do that at the funeral. It's not good. So we're going to have that. We're going to have Safety Positive there. They're going to do two things. One, a 2-hour workshop on kind of personal safety, which involves like de-escalation of verbal things, trying to, de-escalate situation, what to do if you can't de-escalate this situation. And they're an amazing organization. They do all kinds of trainings and stuff. Where I believe we're also going to have a workshop with them just in what they do, because they do a lot of stuff, and they even do pepper spray training. Stay upwind of that, folks. And then when we're doing that, we're also going to do a CPR and first aid again this year. We did it 2 years ago, and now everybody's certificates are expiring. So if you want to renew that or get a new one, that's going to be available. We're going to have a technology session on, it looks like right now it's going to be on online shopping, various online shopping things. And we're going to have something from Sports and Rec about there's a Braille trail in Delaware County that just opened, and we're trying to get together with them to get a workshop on how you can work towards getting something like that in your community. So there's that. We're still kind of working on an excursion. We've had several ideas, and we've gotten kind of delayed on that, but we'll get that figured out next week. There is a huge amount of information coming out in the Ohio Connection, probably early next week, maybe even Monday. Michelle's got that all put together for us. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle's done an awesome job, because we went from not having enough stuff for the newsletter all year to having enough for lots of newsletters. At least two newsletters. It's been quite amazing. Anyway, so that is basically what is going on. I don't know, Michelle, did I miss anything? That's in Strongsville this year. Up in Strongsville, straight up 71 from there. First time it's been in Cleveland since, our understanding is 1992. So we're gonna give that a shot. Should be a good time. A lot of
And of course,
information.
we'll have the banquet and auction on
Yep.
Saturday night, awards presentation also Saturday night.
Oh, thank you. Because at our banquet, our speaker is going to be Trisha from Blind Girl Design. She's going to be, I forgot about Trish. Trisha's awesome. She's going to do a workshop Sunday morning also on Dress for Success, which should be absolutely amazing. And her speech should be amazing. Rachel and I talked to her about it. We all ended up on the phone for 2 hours just chatting because she's got so much information, and she could do like a week.
And then
Sorry,
Friday
Michelle.
evening, we have a line dancing class.
Yes.
And if you're not into that, there's going to be like bingo and euchre also.
Yeah. So that'll be Friday night.
Have
Earlier
you
Friday,
got
we'll
a
have some other stuff.
Have you got your keynote speaker, or is that
Yeah, that's
still?
Trisha
Oh, I
from
mean, no, for
Blind.
I know you have the banquet one, but do you do one?
That
Are you doing one before that?
we are not,
Okay,
because we're going to have a lot of stuff Friday, and it may take a long time. So we're going to do
I see.
a
Okay,
shorter welcome this year, and then just go on into
your activities.
our
Okay,
activities for Friday night. Just because it's just kind of worked out. Then Saturday is going to be jam packed. It's gonna there's just, oh it's going to be a pretty amazing day. So
And like
I'm
last year, it is $80
yeah,
for the in-person registration and 40 for the virtual.
yeah, we will have virtual. Most things, if you register, will be available virtually. Like CPR will not. The other 2 hour, the one from Safety Positive, I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I think they might be able to do that virtually. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask them. But most of the other workshops will be available on Zoom, and the business meeting, of course, Saturday morning will be also on Zoom. So you can participate that way if you need to.
And we're raffling off 3 baskets.
Oh yeah.
One is a taste of Ohio, foods from all around Ohio, gift cards from food, places around Ohio, a tech basket, and what is the third one?
Wine basket.
Yes, I forgot the most important.
Yes. Have a couple bottles of wine and some, maybe some chocolate. We aren't sure yet. Maybe. And some wine glasses. Our theme this year is celebrating resilience. And our mascot for celebrating resilience is the sea turtle, because they're very resilient. They're slow, they live forever. They're very resilient creatures. And so we're gonna have t-shirts again this year you could buy. They're gonna have a turtle on them, and the information about what convention it is. They're gonna be awesome. They're gonna be, what is that color? Sea blue?
Ooh,
Tropical blue.
Something like tropical. I don't know. It's kind of it kind of looks like the sea. It's kind of a sea type of blue, and it's gonna have a nice tactile turtle on it. It'll be great stuff. Sweatshirts and t-shirts and stuff. So we'll get more information out on that. We'll have it once we get the registration up, which
we have a question.
I'm working on. Yeah.
we
I just have a question, so I'm clear about the virtual online registration and payment. I'm going to assume we're going to email, and that email will take us to a link. And when you want a credit card, or is this a PayPal type of payment for the $40?
Okay, that's another thing. We're switching our payment. We used to do through PayPal, but we're switching to Stripe because PayPal is getting really annoying about people who just want to pay with a credit card. They will not, they almost will not let you do it without creating an account. And so we're going to have, so convention registration is going to be done through Stripe. So that'll be a credit card. If you need to do it through some other means, we can arrange that.
What is that word you're saying? You're saying Stripe, STRIPE?
Yeah, it's all it is a credit card processing thing. So when you submit the registration form, it'll come up with a page with a link to or it'll come up with a way it'll tell you how to pay, and you'll just go there, put in your credit card information, and you'll get a receipt, and that's all.
Yeah, Stripe is a very secure,
It's
very common way that many merchants do credit card processing now. PayPal has become a nightmare on so many levels, and so it makes me very happy that they've found a way to transition over to Stripe.
Okay, so what are the dates that we should prepare to pay this $40 if we're going to have the event November 14th?
Let's see, do we have a virtual registration deadline, Michelle? I don't remember seeing. We're going to start in registration hopefully next week, and then the cutoff for in person, I believe, is
October 14th.
October 14th, and that's because that's when the hotel cutoff is. So virtual, that's a good point. We could probably do those we can probably take a little longer for that. And I appreciate that. We'll get that out.
You say there's a deadline October 14th for in person. What do you mean when people just come into the office on High Street and pay?
No, to attend in person.
Oh,
because you can
to be
attend.
there
You
in
can attend.
physical.
Yeah,
if
you can. Yeah.
yeah.
So if you're physically attending, we need it by October 14th because one, it's the hotel deadline, and two, we need time to get things ready for you get meal counts to the hotel and get goodie bags made up and things like that. And name tags and all that sort of stuff.
So the $80 includes food for the weekend.
It does, yes.
And then we make another second payment to reserve our hotel room?
Yes. Yeah, the hotel room is separate. Those rooms are $89 a night.
And what's
plus
the name of the
taxes.
hotel? What's the name of it?
It's the Best Western Plus in Strongsville, Ohio.
Thank you.
And it is all if anybody needs it, Michelle has that information. It's also on our website, acbohio.org. If you look, the second link down on the top menu is convention, and if you go there, all the information's right there. And when we get registration up, that's where that'll be. We'll also send a link via email, and virtual and in-person registration will be on the same form.
Yeah, so the same page. So
Same page, yeah. So you'll get one link, and you just go there and then register for whatever you need to register for.
That includes the hotel link, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That'll have the hotel information. That'll have everything on it. They're recommending that you call. There's a number to call for the hotel, which I do not have, but it is on the website. Because she wants to do it, or
probably better
person
that it
wants to do it herself.
Probably better it not, because it's being recorded. It might be better to not give it out over here.
Yeah. So, but it's on that web where that acbohio.org. The convention link will give you anything you want to know.
And you say that there's somebody that we should call, and you can't give us the number?
I don't have it with me at this particular moment. I can look quick. Hold on a minute.
Well, you don't have to do anything confidential. I just want to make sure if I do the link, I get a receipt from the hotel.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll send you a receipt.
They definitely will. Yeah.
They do. All hotels send you a receipt. So yeah,
Okay.
if you do the hotel.
I didn't know if it was set up that way by using your link, if we get the receipt from the hotel or not.
No, the hotel is a separate thing. It's we have no way of really linking to the hotel. They just want people to call
Oh,
and register. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
I don't really know
generally
why. I think there might be a link, but they'd rather you call.
that's generally how convention things work. They prefer that you call and give whatever the code is to get the rate. It's harder. I think it's harder to do that online. That's what when I was doing this for the convention several years ago. That's what they told me is that it's harder to administer the convention links online.
That's been
Yeah,
my experience as well. So it's best if
the
you call, reserve your room.
so they
yeah,
want us to quote our information over the phone concerning our credit card.
right.
Yes, that's how most hotels do things.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, even though they have a website, it's still better to talk and pay for all that over the phone and put your card on file, all that good stuff. At least hold the room, then you can pay for when you get there in person. Because what they're going to do, they're going to card to hold the room. They're not going to put anything on the card, but they want the card so they can hold the room for you, hold
You're a
your
little quiet,
reservation.
Janae. If you can get back closer to.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
now it's better.
Okay.
Thank you.
So most hotels want you to call and they will ask for a credit card to hold the room and hold your reservation, and then you will pay for it when you're there in person. But just to make the room reservation, you don't necessarily you're putting it down, but they're not going to take anything off of it. That's how most hotels do things.
What about the incidentals?
That all happens when you get there.
When you get there, you'll give them your credit card. They'll put that on whatever credit card you give them. They'll put that on file at your hotel,
Correct.
and then they'll take it off of that.
Correct.
They just need one to hold the
Oh,
reservation.
That's
So
that's
Do we
standard
expect
procedure.
do we expect them to charge incidentals?
if you charge anything to your room, yes.
Yes, but if
If you
you
don't, then they
no,
shouldn't.
they shouldn't. Now, some hotels will have like say, because some hotels may have a standard fee of say $50 that they hold, but they will release that back once you're done if you don't charge anything to the room. That's standard procedure.
So, and the room rates are only $89 a night, which is
That's amazing.
an incredible rate.
That's a
It's
great rate.
most now are getting like 139, 149 a night, and so we managed to get 89. It's just I haven't seen a hotel 89 in a couple years, so
Yeah.
it's a good deal, really, really good deal. And
And
also the $80 that you pay if you're coming in person, that pays for 3 meals, and frankly it costs us a lot more than it costs us. It's going to cost us probably at least twice that much for it. So you're getting quite a
deal
there.
Well, I was surprised because you're right. I would think that would not include food.
Yeah,
it
that
does.
we haven't raised the price in as long as anybody can. It's been a long time since we've raised the registration price, and we probably should, because even I wrote an article for the Ohio Connection like 5 years ago, and or so, I forget when it was, but something like that, maybe 4 years ago, about what it's actually cost versus what we're charging. And then it cost us something like $137 per person just for meals. And we were only doing 80. Now it's food's up a good bit. So it's going to be even more than that. So, and it's 4 meals. You get breakfast Saturday, lunch Saturday, and then the banquets Saturday evening, and then breakfast Sunday morning. So you get 4 meals for $80, plus
That's the deal.
all of the content, all the workshops and all that stuff.
I just
It's
to
an
make sure,
amazing deal.
do we
So
have
hold
any
on.
questions in the
That's what I'm
room?
gonna say. Do we have any questions in the rooms? Let's get through some other things.
Yeah.
Are there any questions in the room, Lee?
Not any longer, no.
Okay.
we do need to get the entertainment committee.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you, Brad, for presenting.
Check out the Ohio Connection. Everything will be in there in a couple of days.
Thank you again, Brent. Appreciate it. Okay. So you said lead the entertainment committee?
Gail Baldwin is leading the charge here.
Oh, yes, she has something to present regarding the Christmas gathering. So let's let her present that.
Okay. I was taking a short nap. Okay. I have found Brio's Italian. It's in Easton Shopping Center. And I have December 13th reserved for our Christmas get together. And I'll be sending around the menus. We have a salmon dish.
Yeah, you want me to read?
Well, hold on a second. I don't have the minutes in front of me. Was Brio's something that we as a group said we wanted to do that at last month's meeting? That was my concern.
Well, that was what they've been doing is doing the work to make sure that we can actually have a Christmas dinner somewhere.
Somewhere, okay. I mean, if everybody's okay with Brio's, we can definitely go with that. That's all I want to make sure.
Yeah. Well, we do need to vote on it because it's a fair hunk of change. But as Gail is saying, it's in Brio at Easton. Is it the 13th?
Yes, December 13th.
And it's
11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a lunch, a plated lunch.
Yeah,
nice.
The goodies that we would be having is a chopped salad, and there are 3 entrees. One's called pasta brio, and I don't have the menu in front of me, so I can't tell you exactly what that is. And then there's something called mezza grilled chicken marsala with garlic, mashed potatoes, and asparagus. And the third item is grilled salmon fresca, which is the gluten-free item. And for dessert, there would be a creme brulee vegetarian entry. And if you have special needs like gluten-free or
vegetarian,
you can tell the server that you need something prepared in that way. And I estimate the total cost for the meal to be around $1,900, and that would be what we would need to vote on, is approving that cost. Anything more, Gail?
I'm sorry?
Have anything to add?
No. I know we've done gift exchanges and all that in the past, but we're just going to meet for, the holiday time. So, like I said, it's from 11 to 2. And we have a separate room, and I'm assuming they will take us there. So, anyways, I had contacted another place, but they never got back with me. So,
yeah, because I believe that you and Marianne were also looking at Istanbul.
Yeah, Marianne Govins had gone to both places. Istanbul is mostly
that's Middle Eastern.
Kebabs.
Yeah.
And we talked about it, and I don't know how many people are kebab people. So
Marianne Govins and Gail Baldwin did all the work here. And
We very much appreciate it.
Yes. And thank you very much, people. Yeah.
Yeah. When I send, I have to find out if they need to know how many people are getting each dish. And if that's the case, then you're going to have to call and let me know which entree you want. And they said the salmon can be prepared gluten-free. So I know there was a couple people that needed gluten-free. And you can order a gluten-free pasta when you get there, they said. So anyway,
So if I may, Madam President, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, you can make a motion. Well, first of all, is there any discussion around this? Anybody has any questions for Gail based on what she
We have a
presented?
question.
Questions?
Any questions on Zoom for Gail? Any questions in the room regarding what she has presented regarding our Christmas gathering?
Michael Russell.
How much per person?
It is 34 base rate. The salmon is $5 extra a head, and then there's a 22% charge for tips and stuff.
So you're saying like $40 we need to pay each like $40 if that, like if the salmon was what we wanted, for example.
Yeah, if you get into the evening or into the steak, the price goes up to $50 a meal.
So we believe we've chosen the second least expensive meal that they have that's available for lunch or dinner.
We have a hand raised in Zoom.
Yes, we do. Are we ready to take that, or is there more in
Yes.
the room?
Is there any more in the room?
Nope.
Okay.
All right, Shirley, your hand is raised, and you may speak.
Okay, I guess I have two questions. One of them I may have missed something, so excuse me if I did. Are we going to get a couple choices of meals, I guess, that people can select? I think that's what you said, but if you can clarify that for me. And the other thing I'm wondering, since many of us would be taking transportation there, such as Mainstream and things like that, I don't know if this is in the Easton Shopping Center or one of the outlying places, but the main thing I'm wondering is there a place there where people are going to be able to be dropped off and easily get into the restaurant, or is it in the middle of Easton someplace where we're going to have a hard time with transportation and getting there from wherever they have to drop us off? Do you know the layout?
Yes, if I can talk. Surely the three entrees that we already said that we were able to order are pasta brio, a pasta dish, a something called mezza grilled chicken marsala with mashed potatoes and asparagus, or the grilled salmon fresca, which is the one which is available for gluten-free. Those are the three entrees. Second,
okay.
The brio is right. It's on one of the mid thoroughfare lanes that the Mainstream buses will easily be able to get to. It is right next to the Barnes and Noble bookstore on its east side. It is on the open area that's at the where they used to have a fountain. Maybe they still have a fountain. The big building has the AMC theater in it. It's on the other side of that building. So if people need there's parking around. If people, the buses have easy access right to the front door of the restaurant.
Okay, and there's also parking for near there for people who are coming by car.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Yeah, hike. The two parking garages around the main building, the east end, that would be about a 150-yard walk. There is a parking lot at Barnes and Noble, but that's always full. So there is some on the street.
Okay.
It would probably be best to arrange some kind of U-serve or some other way rather than
right.
Parking.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I heard you say there were a couple of choices, and I thought you said you might have to tell them how many of each or something. So I just wanted to clarify that. So thank you very much.
I think what she was saying, Shirley, is you could tell them how you want it prepared. That was what.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what we don't know is whether they want us to tell them exactly how many meals of each kind we want.
Right. That's what I thought you said. Okay. Thank you.
That we don't know, and we'll find that out next week if it's approved.
Okay. So back to Mr. Tucker's motion.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that we have our Christmas dinner at the Brio restaurant in Easton on December 13th. Correct me if I get anything wrong, Gail. Just from 11 to 2. And And then this would be open to all visually impaired residents of the Central Ohio area and one sighted companion per group. And I would estimate the cost to be about $1,900 for the chapter.
Anyone that want to second Lee's
I'd like to
motion?
second it. This is Chuck. I'd like to second it.
I have a quick question.
Well, hold on a second. So Chuck wants to second it and Sean has the questions. So Sean, what's your question?
So is that okay if two blind people were to come from the same place? Or okay. All right. That's all.
We want more. We want merrier.
Okay.
Okay, so Lee has made the motion. Chuck Atkins has seconded. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
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 Are there anyone opposed? Hearing none, the motion has carried. Thank you, Gail
Thank you, Mary Ann.
and Mary Ann.
Yes, thank you both.
Thank you both. Thank you so much. In the essence of time, we do have our speaker here. She's been waiting patiently. Next month, we will have a chance to have some membership comments and things like that. And I know how important it is for us to have a speaker. We've covered a lot in our business meeting today. So I would like for someone to please make a motion, that we adjourn the meeting so that we can let our speaker have her time to present to us some valuable information.
This is Sean. I so move.
Oh, go ahead, Sean. You got it.
This is Sean. I so move.
Sean moved that we adjourn the meeting so our speaker can speak. And who wants to second it?
This is Chuck. I'll second it.
Chuck Atkins is seconding it. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Is there anyone opposed? Hearing none, the meeting has been adjourned. Before you all start running out the door in the room, we have Kolby Garrison here who works for the American Council of the Blind National Office. And I will let her come on and talk about who she is, what she does, and some of the things that is happening on the national scene that we need to know as members of the American Council of the Blind. Kolby, are you still with us?
Of course I am.
All right, Kolby, you have people that are in the room and you have people that are on Zoom. So you
Perfect.
can present, and after you present, we will open it up for questions for you. Thank you again so much for being here. And Kolby is a happy newlywed, by the way, everybody. She got married back in June.
Yes, I did. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Janae. I'm excited to be here with all of you today. It's wonderful to hear that everybody can get together in person in the room, and then still have, the opportunity on Zoom as well. So all that behind the scenes work that I'm sure Lee is doing, thank you for that. So I am Kolby Garrison. I have been with ACB for 4.5 years, I think now, which is crazy to say. I started out in our membership services department at the national level in 2021 and had the pleasure of working under Cindy Hollis, scheduling all of our community events for about 2 years. And then I moved into resource development. And now I'm in our accessibility and training services program area, which we started in February of this year. And that our goal is to advocate for and raise awareness of accessibility in all aspects of life for people who are blind or have low vision. So we want, feedback from you as members. We also try to work collaboratively with any entity who wants to make their product, their service, their experience, whatever it might be, more accessible. So a lot of it is digital accessibility because everything is, very much digital these days. So websites, mobile apps, I've been trying to have conversations with companies like for laundry services in apartment complexes. So you name it. I am trying to bring attention to and raise awareness of it, just so that, companies know that we as people who are blind or have low vision, we're out here. We want to be able to use your services, your products, your website, your mobile apps, your experiences, whatever it might be. So that's really one of our goals. So if you, as a member of ACB, have an app or a website that is not accessible, you can send an email to accessibility@acb.org and let me know about it. And now there's a difference between inaccessible and maybe you just aren't sure how to use the website or the mobile app. So when you contact me and let me know that this is not accessible, I go and I try to replicate the issues. So if you can give me, instead of just saying, well, this isn't accessible, if you can explain why, and kind of give me some of the steps that you followed to make that conclusion that it's not accessible, that helps me out a lot. Because I'm not, chasing my tail quite so much, trying to replicate, inaccessibility, because sometimes something might be, it's accessible, but the usability interface or the user experience, is not what it could be or should be. So accessibility and usability are tied together, but they can also be two different things. So, but I'm happy to, take a look. Once you contact me and let me know that something is not accessible, I then will do my best to reach out to the companies and let them know. It's also always best if you reach out to them before contacting me, because then we have, a record, or at least the company would. It's not just me coming at them and saying, hey, your product isn't accessible, or your app, your website, whatever it might be. So it's always better if you reach out as an individual as well. And I know sometimes that is, of course, much easier said than done, but it certainly does help, when you reach out as an individual, and then I can contact them from an organizational standpoint and just raise awareness at that broader level. So we also offer a website and mobile app assessment and remediation for accessibility. So we will reach out to companies, like if we hear an app or a website is not accessible, we'll reach out to them and see if we can work with them collaboratively to solve those problems. So, just really trying to improve the accessibility. We have a team of experts who are fully certified, fully vetted, and we utilize, I work with them to do any assessments and remediation for companies and entities that might need to be done. Sometimes it's literally just we assess it, we give them a comprehensive report on, what improvements need to be made, and leave it to them. Other times we have entities who ask us for more assistance in the remediation category. We offer ongoing monitoring services. So if, a website or a mobile app wants to make sure that their products are always accessible, they can engage with us, and we can do that testing and assessment on a continuous basis for them. Hopefully before they push the live experience out to users, so we can catch any issues, before they are pushed live to the public. And then, if a company comes to us and we do an assessment, we provide them with a report, and then they want to make sure that their, the fixes that we recommended have been validated, we can also provide those services as well. So That's kind of a broad overview. The training portion of our name. Um, I know it can be confusing. So that does not apply to like individuals. So we do not offer, as of right now, I'll never say never, but right now we do not offer training for individuals when it comes to accessibility or assistive technology or anything like that. The training aspect, at least currently, is meant for organizations. So if an organization wants a presentation on assistive technology in the workplace, or what is audio description, or best practices for disability inclusion, or what is accessibility, we will provide those presentations as well. And I feel like I'm forgetting something, but that's kind of a broad overview of what we do, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Hello, my name is Julie, and they have a accessibility Apple accessibility line. And the cool thing about it is they'll tell you if it's not accessible. And so you can go in there, they'll teach you some things and show you some things. And if it's not accessible, they'll tell you, and then we can come on to you and say, guess what? Not only me, but Apple accessibility says this is not accessible too. So you've got two people saying it. Their number 877-204-3930.
Perfect. Thanks,
We
Julie.
do have a hand in Zoom. Caleb's hand is raised.
Hey there, Colby. It's Caleb.
Caleb.
What would you? I know it. I think I don't know if that's still a thing that like learning JAWS course like regarding accessibility, but like to speak with, I guess learning the correct jargon or terminology to use when liaising with work, IT, and others. Is there? Would you recommend I don't know, a training module or something? So, because as you know, my work issue, but that's moving actually along very smoothly. So, knowing how to, without coming at them and saying this isn't working, I've phrased it more, explaining it when in the guy in the words of like how a screen reader and websites for accessibility how they work together without pointing any fingers or anything like that. So I guess is there steps that you could or something you would advise or know, I guess, and how I can, I guess, be up on the proper way to speaking accessibility to those who don't know and the tech terms that they would, I guess, use. I'm sorry, that was a very roundabout question.
So I hope I'm understanding your question correctly, but I honestly, a lot of times when we contact companies, they've never heard of blind people can
Right.
use our product.
Right.
What? And I'm like, well, we can't right now, but we'd really like to be able to.
So what-
Just walking them through, your experience. So I do a lot of screen sharing with companies via Zoom or Microsoft Teams in some cases. And I have my screen reader on, I'm trying to navigate, and I just show them, this is my
Right.
experience.
Right.
Here's the experience for me as a screen reader user.
Right.
So I think
Right.
that's
Kaylin,
the best.
Can I kind of reword your question a little bit and maybe make it easier? So I think what Caleb is saying is that he has an issue with accessibility of software that he uses at his job, and he wants to know what can he do to learn more about how to let the people in IT or the people whom the IT contracts with know that their software is not accessible and that it needs to be so in order for him to do his job. Is this the kind of thing that your accessibility initiative can help with, or are you specifically targeting companies directly?
We specifically are interfacing with and engaging with companies directly.
Okay.
So I'll go through, I'll try to replicate your issue, or if I can't, because like a lot of times people will come and they'll say this healthcare portal is not accessible. And I'm like, okay, can I meet with you on Zoom where you are logged into your, healthcare portal or credentialed account, whatever it might be, and, have you kind of demonstrate to me so that I can articulate it, when we meet with companies. And sometimes if you as the end user are available, we will have you in those meetings as well, because, you are able to demonstrate, from the end user's perspective, what isn't working for you. So there's a couple of approaches that we can take, but I think the best way is just to let the company know, I here's what I'm trying to do, here's what I'm running up against, or the issues that I'm running into, and then having them try to address those issues, because a lot of times, like I said, no, they just aren't aware that screen reader users, or if you're low vision, want to be able to use their products.
So Janae's hand is raised, and then I have something as well. I don't know what's going on in the actual room.
Question in the room as well.
Okay, so let me ask this, and we can go to the room and then come back to you, Sean. So two quick things. One is, I think kind of also what Caleb was trying to ask is, many of us don't have the terminology to say, hey, this is my issue, to whether it's a company at your job, whether it's a company is at a store. What advice would you give on how you should be able to explain that? Because I'm someone who is learning to be certified the way you are on Section 508, and there's so much terminology to just the average user who uses technology doesn't have to be able to explain to a company what's wrong with and why they can't use the website. Do you provide that in your role, or does your team provide that in your role? And my other quick question is, what do you do when you have a situation where the company doesn't want to play ball? How does ACB handle that?
Well, there's lots of situations where the companies don't want to play ball, so I'll address that one first.
Okay.
We try to just continually, keep reaching out as best we can. Sometimes I get wonderful responses, other times I get no response at all, and so we do our best. Whether that's if they don't have a dedicated accessibility department, which a lot of places don't, we'll reach out, to their legal department and try to engage with them that way. So it really just depends on, the company's response as to our approach.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and get a question in the room.
Melody.
Hi, Kolby. Thank you so much for speaking for us. Have there been a lot more members that had called in and contacted you and Claire regarding the inaccessibility of House and Senate.gov and related political and activism websites before the launch of Speak For? And also, have those websites been consulted about third-party developers understanding our screen readers and displays and things?
So I know Claire has been getting some feedback about inaccessible websites, and is taking those stories and using those for testimonials when she's on Capitol Hill advocating to Congress. And then I just, as they come in to me, I'll take a look at them. Really kind of varies. So yeah, I mean, Claire is fielding some of those responses, and if needed, she passes them on to me, and then I try to engage with her assistance, of course, if it's like a federal government website, to make that better.
Thank you. Sean, you have a question?
Actually, I'll let Patrick has his hand raised first, so I'll let him go first, and then I'll come. You can come back to me if you like.
Like Patrick, you can unmute.
You are unmuted, Patrick, but I don't know if we're hearing you.
Patrick, are you able to speak?
If you're on a separate headset, make sure that is not muted as well.
We can come back to Patrick if he's not
Yeah,
able to.
I'm gonna real quick ask my question, and Patrick, if you get your stuff sorted, you can interrupt me. One of the things that has been happening as of late is that there are more and more services and websites that are somewhat for age verification and things, insisting that you must get an ID scan of your ID slash driver's license and a selfie, one after the other.
Yes.
And so for instance, I went to purchase something using Affirm, and now I was able to, using Ira and their screen share, I was able to get that done. It took about 15 minutes, but I have a phone stand and a steady hand. My
Right.
roommate does not have, she does not have the ability to hold a card still long enough to get a good scan. And so what I would like to know is ACB doing anything to accept, to address the fact that this process of, now with Affirm, I understand why they're doing it. Teenagers were trying to get loans. So, and age verification is becoming more important because the UK has passed a very strong age verification law without any real direction to companies. And so they're scrambling. Some companies are using third parties. Some companies are just coming up with their own systems, and accessibility is not being considered. So is this something that ACB is looking into and taking at all seriously? Because this is a huge barrier to, I mean, every time you want to purchase something with a firm in particular, it's a difficult undertaking even without that, because you have to tell them how much your purchase is, how much your income is, all of that. And then to then have to have your driver's license and a selfie taken on top of that, it makes a complicated process even more complicated. And there's no provision for someone who physically cannot make the driver's license scan happen, or doesn't have the ability to use. I mean, Iris Screen Share, I wasn't even sure they'd be able to do it. And while they were able to do it with Affirm, in other situations they may not be able to. So is this something ACB is looking at with any kind of seriousness? Because this is only going to get worse, and it really needs to be looked at. Thank you.
Yes. So yes, we are. We are addressing it every chance we get with, companies that we hear about where people are encountering it. I've probably gotten two kind of stories similar to yours in the past maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So it is definitely something that we do address, and we've been addressing for a while, just because we knew this was coming. So yes, every chance we have, we are providing feedback to companies, in as many ways as we can. And now getting them to hear us and listen to us sometimes is much easier said than done, but we definitely are providing feedback.
Okay, I think that probably needs to be disseminated in more places, because I know that other organizations that are advocacy are making noise that they're doing that, and it's actually being heard. So if that is something that's being done, I would recommend that that be more widely disseminated, because this is only going to get more pervasive as things go on. But I think it needs to be, people need to be made aware that this is something that you're looking into, because I honestly was unsure whether it was something ACB was looking into, and I was starting to get a little perturbed because it didn't seem that way. So, well, I'm glad that you're doing it, but I think it also needs to be put out there that this is an area that you are looking into, because I think other people, I don't know if it's just me, but I was like, really, this is something that needs to be looked into. And so making people aware that that's something you're looking at, I think will instill some confidence. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you for your feedback. And, if you have a question, you're always welcome to email accessibility@acb.org, and that goes straight to me. And I can, I could have assured you earlier that, yes, this is something we're working on.
Is there any other questions in the room, Mr. Tucker?
I think we have 2 questions and also a comment. I am a retired IT professional, and from what I hear from your process, it's excellent. You have us IT professionals need to see the problem demonstrated.
Yes.
If we don't see the problem demonstrated and don't hear the problem demonstrated, we're not going to be able to grasp what the issue is.
Right.
And not just accessibility. There are websites out there, I'm calling Delta out, where you cannot figure out how to get a guide dog onto the plane because it's 3 screens later when the form you thought you uploaded, they actually want it.
Yes.
It's a disaster. And that has to be demonstrated to somebody, so and just basically, rub their nose in it so they can see what the problem is.
Right. Yeah. And that's why, I mentioned when if you're having an issue, if you can articulate that issue, it helps me then be able to replicate your issue and then demonstrate it, to the company if we're able to engage with them and have that demonstration occur.
Hey there, Kolby. My name's Bob Boskin. I just
Hi,
want
Bob.
to say hello, one colleague to another. I used to do what you do,
Oh, perfect.
in Social Security Administration for like 16 years. I was accessibility subject matter expert and 508.
Nice.
So it's really kind of cool. Good questions, and it's really been neat to hear people talk about, how they can write a defect properly and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But my question, and I just may have missed it, was does this new ACB initiative, does it also cover iPhone and Android applications as well? I did hear you mention websites, but I just wanted to make sure whether apps were included too.
Yes. Yes. And mobile apps are included as well.
Something that I think is very important also, you've all noticed whether you want to buy, donate, government, something on TV, call the number on your screen. I did check, and WOSU told me they didn't have to make it accessible, and they would not. That was my first experience. And they said because the FCC doesn't allow, it doesn't require, doesn't want accessibility on TV. I called the FCC. They said, we don't require it. It does not have to be accessible. That's something I think is very important because there's more and more infomercials on TV for all kind of information that it just says, call the number on your screen. Never verbalizes it except for a very few.
Right. Yep. I know Claire deals a lot more with the FCC than I do specifically. So she could certainly maybe address that. I think she's coming to speak to you guys in October.
She is.
But I think, it is something that we address. I know I personally and professionally have provided feedback to companies, letting them know we really appreciate it if you could include, say, verbalize the phone number out loud, because right now, all of your consumers or potential consumers who are blind or have low vision, are being left out if that number is not verbalized. So it is something that we do provide feedback on.
So just a reminder, Claire, who is our governmental affairs person, she's coming in next month to talk about what she does. And so some of those concerns that you have, Mary Lynn, I want you to give her that question next month as well. Because I think we have done some work regarding trying to get the FCC to play ball when it comes to accessibility.
Yes, we're very involved with the FCC and making sure that they're aware of issues, just like the one you described.
Patrick, can you try speaking again? I want to make sure that you get another shot before I lower your hand.
Maybe Patrick can log out and come back in.
Patrick is unmuted. You may need to, Patrick, hit F6 a couple of times and find the option that says that the meeting's being recorded and that you need to hit OK in order to be consent to being recorded, because right now you are unmuted, but we don't hear you. So press F6 a couple times, see if you get that prompt. If you do, tab over to OK and hit that. That could be your problem. I'll leave your hand up for now so that I don't forget.
Are there any
I don't
other?
see any others.
Because I want to give Patrick a chance to get his question in before we thank Kolby, but we're not going to thank her just yet. Kolby, how long have you been with ACB altogether as a member?
As a member, oh my goodness. I think my first convention was in 2006, I believe. I went just kind of as a one-off, and I had followed ACB and NFB both growing up. I never really aligned myself with either organization, but just followed what they were doing casually, and then really started paying more attention and attended ACB's virtual convention in 2020 and was like, oh, these guys are doing it right. And then, applied for the job in 2021. So
you've been around a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
And just so you know, guys, a fun fact about Kolby, if you haven't heard, she's quite the singer over here. Kolby has a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
We have one
beautiful voice.
Caleb's hand is also raised.
We'll let Caleb go while Patrick is trying to figure out his sound.
We also have one more question in the room when you're ready.
Okay. We'll let Caleb go first. Then we'll go over to the room. Caleb, sir.
Hey, I just wanted to thank you guys. I just want to say a really quick comment that's actually really neat is I watch a lot of like historical documentaries and a lot of different modern documentaries, like, different just current events and stuff from other countries that, take place in, like, say, Japan, for example. And I've noticed that even though they're not audio described, when they are speaking in, say, Japanese or French, which when I was watching one fascinating on architecture, the narrator, who was French, was speaking in French, and he was speaking to a guy from Japan who was speaking Japanese. They overlaid it with English dubbed actual vocal. Someone was actually on the documentary doing that, and I've come across increasingly a lot of documentaries where if there's a language is spoken, they will dub it in English over it. So I think that's really neat that I don't know if that's an accessibility thing they're doing, but they're just doing that. Maybe the text is on the screen, but I think it's fascinating that people can now have access to multilingual documentaries, and they'll do that.
Thank you, Caleb, for sharing that comment. There's a question in the room.
Hi, there's an issue also adding to the donation thing and the FCC and the TV thing. Now they're having where you scan a QR code to donate, and Sinclair Broadcasting does a lot of this. It owns ABC. And I had left a voicemail for them regarding us. And I didn't know if ACB has been looking into this matter also.
I mean, I'm sure we do. I always say, like, Melody, you've done it right. First and foremost, you provide the feedback. But yes, every chance we also get, we do mention, that QR codes are often very difficult, if not sometimes impossible, for us to utilize. And so, always best to verbalize any information, even if it's just the website where you can go and make donations. So yes, we do bring that up often with companies.
Thank you so much for answering that question. Patrick, were you able to get your sound taken care of? Nothing yet from Patrick, Sean?
That's correct.
Okay. I think, since he hasn't been able to get that taken care of, we'll have to figure that out for him for next time. But we do want to thank Kolby for taking the time to speak with us. Let's give her a wonderful round of applause.
Yay.
Thank you. I was happy to do it.
So I want to thank everybody for hanging around and uh, hearing Kolby's presentation. And I will see you guys in person next month for our October meeting where Claire Stanley will be our guest speaker. Thank you so much again, Kolby.
Thank you, guys. It was fun to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Of course.
All right, I'm gonna head out.